Hi everybody, I am ARMR, and what I watched today is Reboot, Season 2, Episode 2, High Code. We start off today's episode with a glimpse of an unknown creature in the principal office, before moving on to Bob and Dot trying to get his old car running. In classic trope fashion, Dot knows what's wrong with the car, but Bob can't let go of his guardian pride, and tries to deny that the problem is what she says. I mean, after all, Guardian Code, mend and defend. He should be able to mend this. The car blows him across the room. He gets back to trying again. And this comedy interlude ends at that point when he goes back to his car. We get another look at the beast, and I love its design. It looks a lot like a grasshopper, and both from its organic design and texture, looks distinctly like something that doesn't belong in mainframe. It's really cool because so far everything we've seen is organically part of this world, but this thing is alien. It's something new and it is weird. Apparently, whatever it is, Bob can sense its presence, and said presence is disrupting the operation of the principal office as it confronts Fong. This beast seeks a codemaster by the name of Talon, and as it makes its demands, we get a good look at it. Oh, it is even cooler than the brief look we got earlier. It has like these two staff weapon pieces on its back, and it becomes clear as day that this newcomer is a threat. They capture Fong when he refuses to cooperate, and they do it so easily, like just a flick of their wrist pretty much. Our next little check-in is with Enzo, raiding the dump to get parts for his go-kart. It's a fun little scene playing up Enzo's mischievous side, and hoping we'll forgive him as he breaks into a shed he's not supposed to enter and starts rummaging through the dump owner's stash. Naturally, Enzo is caught, and before Old Man Pearson can give him a hiding, an announcement is made by our mysterious bug assailant. It's a simple message: hand over the Codemaster, or else. The dire situation is reinforced by the image of Fong hanging helpless and captured behind him. That is a really well staged image. You've got this new threat in making his announcement, and, you know, normally in situations like this, everyone would be like, well, who's the new guy? Why should we be afraid of him? And it's like, no, you should be afraid of him because he has Thong just helpless right there. Naturally, Bob doesn't take a threat to his home lightly. He rushes to confront the guy himself and loses spectacularly. Bob is just no match for this Codemaster. Honestly, it's an interesting display of power and a clever use of abilities by the Codemaster, and momentarily by Bob, who shows us a new glitch function before the Codemaster finishes him off, disabling glitch and stopping him from fighting further. Kinda makes me wonder through the nature of this enemy. After all, they went out of their way in that fight not to do lasting damage to Bob, only stop his attack. True, it's followed by another threat, but so far no one's being hurt. And some people can counter that by mentioning that right after he's in frustration over the, not being handed Talon, the Codemaster starts tearing apart mainframe to draw Talon out. But, and maybe this is just because it's a kid's show, we don't actually hear of him hurting anyone. Dot manages to evacuate people out of his way, and yeah, that's partly because Dot is doing stuff. But what if this Codemaster is fighting on some kind of ethical code? Which, near the end of the episode, we do see he has a certain code of honor and whatnot. It's quite likely that he's doing his best not to hurt civilians while putting on a show that he hopes will draw the target out. While Dot's doing the evacuation, Bob is trying to free Glitch from the time lock it's been put under. Fong can't do it. There's nothing to undo that lock but the Codemaster themselves. And while they're doing this, Bob picks up that Fong is hiding something. And that something is, of course, that Talon is indeed in mainframe, despite the insistence so far that he isn't. And we learn from them that Codemasters are basically mercs who travel from system to system, deleting whatever or whoever they're paid to. Bob, ever the hero, starts trying to figure out how to disable the rampaging Codemaster. And naturally, Enzo is listening in and recognizes the Codemaster's weapon as similar to one of the items in Old Man Pearson's shed. So he goes to talk to Pearson. He sings an awesome little ditty. Try to recognize the tune.
Yeah.
That's what he hums on his way to see Old Man Pearson. He does his best to convince the old binome to take up his staff again, but it's to no avail. Whatever made him quit, he's staying quit, at least for now. As Bob makes an attempt to stop the Codemaster, a game comes down. In a surprising twist, it turns out this Codemaster has no idea what a game is. I didn't think that was possible. I didn't think that, like, anything in one of these computer systems could not know what a game is. Like, that is a revolutionary concept. Bob convinces the Codemaster to enter the game with him for a risky gambit. He wants to let the user win. To kill the enemy and himself. Don and Fong apparently pick up on that right away, but it takes a bit for Bob to actually confirm it inside the game. And I love this game. It's a Wild West themed adventure atop of a runaway train, with Bob rebooting, and it seems genuinely trying to stop the user at first, and then starting to help him as it goes on. He tells the Codemaster what needs to be done, that they have to beat the user to the next station. He's being surprisingly truthful when his entire plan relies on stopping the Codemaster from winning. It's really... yeah, like, this plan of Bob's sat wrong with me. You know, that he intended to commit suicide to save his friends, that he had gotten that desperate in his plans. I mean, in a way I can see it. There's always debate whether or not a hero who is willing to just sacrifice themselves like that is a great hero or just giving up. I honestly don't know which it is myself. Unfortunately, as Bob resigns himself to his fate, his plan goes off the rails, so to speak. As it's revealed that Enzo is in this game too, and currently hostage of the user. Oops. Bob's perfectly fine giving up his own life for others, but he'll never let harm come to his friends, which definitely reinforces the heroic part for me. Yeah, if it's just him, he's like, okay, I'll put my life on the line for everyone else. But as soon as he knows that Enzo is there, it's like, oh no, shit, I have to win this game. Tally-ho! With an amazing move, Bob pulls off a last-minute victory to save Enzo, and he ends up chastising him for entering the game. This, however, is interrupted as the two Codemasters take the stage. That's right, folks, it's High Code, and we're gonna have ourselves a duel. Or not, as Talon breaks his staff and makes it clear he's not a Codemaster anymore. We finally learn the other Codemaster's name is Lens, and he is enraged that he won't get what he comes for. In his rage, he starts stepping up, about to destroy Talon, and from Bob's reaction, Mainframe as well. Until Bob and the others throw themselves between Lens and Talon, stating that they would gladly put their lives on the line for a fellow Mainframer. It's this act of honor that convinces Lens to stop. He's like, I'll tell the guild that Talon is no more. But, Talon himself has kind of been saying, it's like, I'm not Talon anymore, never will be again. Okay, Talon is dead. Your act of honor has convinced me. So many standing together willing to throw their lives away for each other. I'm like, okay, cool. That makes sense from what little we know of Lens. He has shown off very honorable actions. So, okay. Good. I like that. This episode is pretty much note for note, Reboot's recitation of a really old story trope. Badass gets a rep. Something happens to make Badass quit and hide him in obscurity. New guy comes searching for Badass and causing destruction to draw him out. Someone finds Badass's idea and goes to him, pleading, then taunting him to get him to return to action. Badass says no, but eventually steps up. How Reboot ends it reinforces one of the main themes of Reboot. United we stand. All Bob's attempts to handle the Codemaster on his own were nothing compared to just standing as one with his friends. All in all, another great episode. Thank y'all for watching, and I'll see you next time.